Hey guys, what's up? It's UberCuber. One of the most common questions I get asked all the time is, how do I get sub-10 on 3x3? The truth is, you can only get sub-10 if you use some pretty advanced techniques that other people who are really fast generally just don't talk about. But in my opinion, that's kind of unfair for people who just have bad intuition, so I'm going to tell you some of the advanced tricks that I do by going over an example solve, and I'll just break it down for you bit by bit. So first, when we do inspection, we see that there's already a really nice 2x2 block built, and we see that if we do a D, we can actually get a 2x2x2 block already done, which means we could do a really easy X cross. But you see what I do instead is I do a different cross solution that actually breaks apart that F2L pair. And that might seem confusing for those of you who are only sub 12, but this is actually a very advanced technique that really plays with probabilities. It's a lot like counting cards. If you take advantage of something that's very easy right now, chances are the solve is going to be very, very difficult later on. So to maximize your chances of having an easier solve, what you actually want to do is you want to make it a little bit harder for yourself in the beginning. So the first F2L pairs I think are pretty standard. It's I think what most people would do if they're around sub 12, and in reality there was probably an easier way to do those first F2L pairs, but again I'm only sub 10 and I'm not sub 8, so I wouldn't know those tricks. What's more important is that you see that there's a huge pause between my second and third F2L pairs. You might think that this is due to bad recognition or bad look ahead, but it's actually not. It's a very advanced technique where you effectively want to find both pairs and plan out the solution simultaneously so that you don't have a pause at all between your third and fourth pairs. This is going to hugely cut down on your pausing between the third and fourth F2L pairs, and it's overall going to make your times a lot faster. So after the last F2L pair, of course we just do OLL, which essentially just makes the top layer all the same color. You can do this in one step because we've spent a lot of time memorizing algorithms. After doing OLL, you can see exactly where I was coming from before when I was messing up that potential X cross. We get a U-perm at the end. That's the beautiful thing about probabilities, is that because we force ourselves to have a harder solution in the beginning, the cube rewards us at the end by giving us a really easy PLL. Imagine if I took advantage of that X cross. Do you really think I would have a U-perm at the end? Just think about that. Now, of course, one thing that you guys might be wondering is, well, if you're sub 10 and these tricks work, then why wasn't this solve sub 10? And it's because this timer was actually wildly inaccurate. Time was actually 10 seconds, but because I was moving so fast, I had to actually slow down the video, and because of that, I think the timer must have gotten distorted or something, which is why the time was a little bit slower. But trust me, if you use these tricks, there's no way you'll be any slower than 10 seconds. Anyways, that about sums it up for this video. I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. Bye.